A question I think that pretty much everybody's been talking about for a while, and the talk about cutting down the size of the cabinet, and perhaps this is the first place to begin.
But maybe we should just contextualize a bit.
Yeah,
let's
go for it.
In terms of what's happening with Malusi Gigaba, Edna Molewa having passed away, and cabinet ministers having to double up, as it were.
Yes.
Because deputy ministers can't step in because they're not members of cabinet.
There we go.
So in light of that, we're asking, do you think there's still a need to retain those positions of deputy ministers in government, given that two ministers currently acting in the departments of Environmental Affairs and Home Affairs now with the resignation of Malusi Gigaba, despite the presence of deputy ministers in both of those ministries?
Really interesting, because I mean, what are the roles of deputy ministers? What do they really do if they're not sort of the 2IC, and they can step up and take over? And do we really need them? And is that the first place that we should be looking to cut costs and also bring that size down of cabinet? So anyway, that's a question. We'd love to hear from you. I know that this one's going to get a lot of attention from our viewers. Let's turn to the big stories to focus on today. And first up, we've got Parliament's Standing Committee, that's SCOPA. Here's from the SABC on irregular, fruitless and wasteful expenditure at the public broadcaster.
And then the case of two journalists, Thandeka Qubule and Anton Harbour, will be heard in the South Gauteng High Court. The pair are demanding an apology and damages from the EFF over a statement accusing them of being apartheid spies for Stratcom.
Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan expected to meet with the Public Protector today following a subpoena to respond to inquiries on the matter relating to the granting of early retirement for former SARS Deputy Commissioner Ivan Pillay. Gordhan was Finance Minister at the time.
And then television personality Bonang Matiba, she's appearing in the Johannesburg Commercial Crimes Court on charges of tax evasion.
Right, let's have a look at some of the big trending topics, and no surprise, Malusi Gigaba, the biggest trending topic yesterday. And, you know, that's it. He's handed in his resignation and he is no longer the minister. And I think that this was, in a way, expected, whether or not he was going to resign or the president was going to ask him. I know in the newspapers today we're going to read a whole bunch of different angles and why he left and what the reason behind his resignation, when he was so defiant. He wasn't going anywhere last week, and this week...
Absolutely. You remember Zapiro was here?
Yes.
That Zapiro cartoon of him falling flat on his face, as if falling on your sword, kind of thing. All of that going on. So Malusi Gigaba, he's resigned, and that's why he's training. And then hashtag Public Protector. And in a way, it also relates to Malusi Gigaba and him talking about, you know, this is not because of what the Public Protector had stated in her report.
And also taking the Public Protector.
Make sure he's taking that
He is. He says that
he
has filed an application for judicial review of the Public Protector's findings with the Fireblade matter.
So Public Protector is trending for that matter. She's also trending because of the Pravin Gordhan interview today. And Professor Pierre de Vos, him also doing quite a good job of just unpacking, you know, why the Public Protector perhaps cannot subpoena Pravin Gordhan at this stage, if it's just a preliminary investigation, as it is said to be. So all sorts of interesting things around the Public Protector.
Today's going to be a very big day on that issue, so that's stealing the limelight, no doubt. And also state capture inquiry. I found it quite ironic, however, that there was an end to it, an early end to it, due to load shedding, or the fact that the electricity had gone down and the generator suddenly wasn't working on that specific floor. And there was some scathing testimony against the appointment of all of these heads of ESCOM and all the things going on.
Leah?
Nothing. Me? I'm just telling you that it was quite coincidental that you talk about electricity and then it goes off. I don't know. Anyway, so that had to stop early, even though there was a lot being spoken about yesterday, again from Barbara Hogan. And
and also on that front, Pravin Gordhan, he was supposed to appear before that inquiry tomorrow. Well, that has been postponed until Monday. And so Mzwanele Mani, he may be appearing as well.
Yes, I saw that last night as well.
It's going to be interesting. State capture inquiry. That will be trending for some time.
He wants to get his side of the story across. Okay, so there you go. Those are your trends, and we'll see what lands up trending this morning. But right now, it's traffic time, because I'm sure